Everything I've seen in dressage and jumping yards and competitions as an equine vet during 18 years, and the things I've seen, read, heard, and lived since I founded the Collectif Pour Chevaux, has proven to me that the welfare of the horse in competition is not paramount at all times, and that it is very frequently subordinated to competitive or commercial influences. I think this quote of Colonel Christian Carde sums up some of the main issues in dressage competition. Quote, "We can all find inspiration in the FEI Dressage Rulebook, which is excellent in its spirit and wording, but not much known and rarely ever strictly applied. Dressage has drifted too often towards the spectacular. The rulebook was adapted to the evolution of the current practice by removing what was too difficult for the majority of riders, or too inconvenient for those who seek making dressage more popular and therefore a flourishing business. Most recently, I was at the 2019 CDI Saumur, and I mainly saw horses held firmly, the mouths shut by nosebands tightly closed." Colonel Carter also refers to the fact that in 2019 the use of hyperflexion still allowed some to win at the highest levels. This video of a 3 stars CDI of this year illustrates the persistence of that problem. Here you can see the winner of the test during her warm-up. Hyperflexion is a very widespread phenomenon, and according to the FEI rulebook, a symptom of incorrect training. Hyperflexion has a very high potential of persistence, as the attitude is constantly seen on a huge number of logos, pictures, announcements, publicities, and videos shown by professionals, magazines, competitions, sponsors, clinics, tutorials, learning platforms, and even videos of the equestrian federations, and still taught to young riders by many professionals. It is so widespread because it is encouraged by high notes from many judges, despite the clear regulations. In all the discussions about hyperflexion, the conclusion is always the same. As long as the judges encourage the attitude, the riders and coaches will use it, and the stewards have no other choice but to accept it. Another issue for the stewards, making it impossible for them to ensure the welfare of the horses, is the quest for spectacular movements. Waking the horse up, making it electric, is a procedure that can be seen in many high-level warm-ups. This procedure is no less than bullying, and there is a very simple solution to end this sort of unacceptable situations. The judges must stop encouraging the spectacular electric movements. It is impossible for the stewards to enforce the rules if breaking the rules is necessary to obtain behavior and movements needed to get high marks. For the moment, looking away seems to be the only way to handle a critical situation in a warm-up paddock. This is another video of the warm-up of a 3-star CDI this year. If we want to make sure one cannot see nor film non-horse-friendly conduct on your competition grounds, the stewards need to be able to address the riders as soon as they step out of horse-friendly conduct. Addressing a rider from the very start avoids compromising the horse's well-being and gives the rider enough time to calm down first and then concentrate back on his warm-up and his tests. It also shows the other riders that things are taken seriously and nothing will go unnoticed. Also, as Mr. Klaus Balkanol said, quote, "It would be a substantial progress if the stewards supervising the warm-up would take heart to warn even top riders serving as role models for all the other riders." Unquote. Local, national or international stars or influential persons form a big problem for the stewards. They are untouchable and their behavior is copied by other riders. I've publicly asked an influential person in the dressage competition world what he had to say about this video from 2020, where we can see his son riding an excessive and prolonged LDR. He told me he wanted to talk to me about that in person, just the two of us, at his place, and then backed off when I told him who I was, that I would record the discussion, and that I was going to share his explanation with you here today. The influence and power you all have on one another, riders, coaches, national trainers, stewards, judges, show organizers, the need we all have to stay friends with one another and to avoid conflict, the fear of losing one's position or job, the fear of being regarded as weak and faint-hearted are the main reasons it is so difficult for you to enforce your rules and ensure the horse's welfare. It should be the horse's welfare being paramount at all times, not ours. In all FEI competitions in 2023, we want to see your rules, which the Collectif Pour les Chevaux supports, being obeyed to strictly, immediately, and without excuses by every rider, including the biggest stars. Riders showing other than horse-friendly conduct in an FEI warm-up paddock or in a test should not end up wearing an FEI medal anymore. We are well aware of the difficulty of performing a high-level dressage test completely according to the FEI Code of Conduct, especially with a modern dressage horse. It is very difficult indeed, but not impossible.